Caracas, Barquisimeto, Venezuela. Reuters, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro was seeking a 6-year term on Sunday in an apparently poorly attended vote condemned by foes as the coronation of a dictator and likely to bring fresh foreign sanctions. With the mainstream opposition boycotting the election, two of his most popular rivals barred from standing in state institutions in loyalists' hands, the 55-year-old former bus driver is expected to win despite his unpopularity. That could trigger royal sanctions from Washington, and more censure from the European Union and Latin America. The self-described son of Hugo Chavez says he is battling an imperialist plot to crush socialism and take over the OPEC members' oil wealth. But opponents say the leftist leader has destroyed Venezuela's once wealthy economy and ruthlessly crushed dissent. Maduro's main challenger is former state governor Henri Falcon, who predicts an upset due to widespread fury among Venezuela's 30 million people at the economic meltdown. Most analysts believe, however, that Falcon has only a slim chance given abstention, the vote-winning power of state handouts, and Maduro's allies on the election board. Results are expected by late evening. Attendance appeared low across the country, from the wealthier eastern Caracas to the fiercely anti-Maduro Andean mountains near Colombia. There were some lines, however, outside polling stations in poorer government strongholds, and the majority of voters interviewed said they were backing Maduro. "I'm hungry and don't have a job, but I'm sticking to Maduro," said Carlos Rincones, 49, in the once thriving industrial city of Valencia, accusing right-wing business owners of purposefully hiding food and hiking prices. The government has set up so-called red point zones close to polling stations so Venezuelans can scan their state-issued fatherland card, through which they receive benefits including food boxes and money transfers. Maduro has promised a prize to those who do so. Critics say this is a way of scaring impoverished Venezuelans into sticking with his government. "This didn't exist before, but I do it now because of the help I get," said Jose Torres, 77, showing off an image of the late Chavez in his wallet after scanning his card in the Plains and Hills state of Lara. Falcon said his team had received some 350 complaints about the red points. Free State workers also told Reuters they were pressured to vote, while pro-government activists hovered around some polling stations, saying they were assisting voters. Further hurting Falcon's chances by splitting the anti-Maduro vote is a third candidate, evangelical pastor Javier Bertucci, who has picked up quite a following, not least thanks to his free soup handouts. Boycott based on impressions from Reuters reporters in major cities around the nation, turnout looked far from the 80% figure of Venezuela's last presidential election in 2013. Many Venezuelans are disillusioned and angry over the election. They criticize Maduro for economic hardships and the opposition for its dysfunctional splits. Reeling from a fifth year of recession, falling oil production and U.S. sanctions, Venezuela is seeing growing levels of malnutrition, hyperinflation, and mass emigration. Venezuelan citizens wait to cast their votes at a polling station during the presidential election in Caracas, Venezuela, May 20, 2018. Reuters, Marco Bello, "I'm telling the world, stop your aggressive campaign against Venezuela," Maduro said as he voted, blaming opponents for the country's mess but giving no specifics of possible reforms to nearly 2 decades of state-led economic policies. Pro-boycott activists planned some scattered protests. In the mountainous city of San Cristobal near Colombia, 3 cloth dolls representing loathed officials, Electoral Council President Tibusay Lucena, Socialist Party No. Diosdado Cabullo and Vice President Tarek El Aissami, were hung from a footbridge. But streets were common for many Venezuelans. Sunday was a day to look for scant food or stock up on water, which is increasingly running short due to years of underinvestment. I'm not voting. What's the point if we already know the result? I prefer to come here to get water rather than waste my time, said Raul Sanchez, who was filling a jug from a tap by a busy road in the arid northwestern city of Punto Fijo because his community has not had running water for 26 days. State television urged Venezuelans to vote, and Information Minister Jorge Rodriguez said some 2.5 million had voted by around 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, 1400 GMT, prompting ridicule from the opposition. Some opposition supporters, however, say the boycott only makes life easier for Maduro and that his rivals should have fought him at the ballot box despite an unfair playing ground. I'm voting because the opposition doesn't have any proposals for what we're going to do when Maduro wins today. I want this nightmare to stop, said teacher Luisa Marquez, 56, in Valencia. Should Maduro win, he may choose to deepen a successful purge of critics within the ruling Chavismo movement. Abroad, Maduro is likely to face an avalanche of Western protests should he win, although Russia and China remain allies and have been important financial backers. Slideshow, 16 images with oil output at around 30-year lows, foreign debtors looking to up the pressure, and multinationals departing or minimizing operations in Venezuela. Maduro will face a Herculean task to turn around the moribund economy. Reuters Venezuela election coverage on Twitter at Reuters Villa, reporting by Andrew Cawthorne and Karina Pons, additional reporting by Angie Polanco and Brian Ellsworth in San Cristobal, Luke Cohen and Vivian Sequeira in Caracas. Mirsley Guanipa in Punto Fijo, Tibusay Romero in Valencia, Francisco Aguilar in Barinas and Maria Ramirez in Ciudad Guayana. Writing by Alexandra Ulmer and Andrew Cawthorne, editing by Lisa Shoemaker. Our Standards. The Thomson Reuters Trust Principles.